Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from and when you're watching this video. It's your boy Elzenitho, and today we are going to be creating a design from scratch. We're going to be freestyling, like I used to say. We're just going to be, freestyling, going with the flow and all that. So the concept I have in mind is for an NGO or an NGO. The NGO is called Elevate, right? What they do is they reach out to those that are less privileged, young adults that are less privileged, in currently in areas of Makoko. And so I have a concept in mind, right? And the concept is gotten from the fact that kids have the power to change their world, but they need you to help them. They need you to empower them, right? That power is inside of them, but they might not know that they have such power to change the world. So really, I was searching through free pick, right? And I saw this image. I was like, wow, okay, this image looks cool. I can, change the ball into the Earth, planet Earth. So it looks like both of them. The concept is we can change the world. We can change the world. So that's the concept, right? So that's basically what we want to do. We want to put these guys in a very, very clean and cool settings, but with a vibe of slum here and there, while they are holding, Earth, and giving that vibe of, yeah, we can actually change the world. But the concept is not just we changing the world, but it's also showing that they need you to help them change the world. And so that's only show in the text. That's a copy. But in the main design, it will just be we can change the world. So let's jump right into it. The first thing first is to create your canvas as usual. We are going to be working with 4000 by 4600. Let's just call this Elevate kits. Elevate kits. All right. Excuse me. This is the canvas we're working with. Let's just change the background. Select solid color. We're using white, right? And the first thing you want to do is open this image as a new file on Photoshop. All right, now that we have this opened, so the next thing we want to do is we want to remove the background, and to do that we are just going to use the easy way. Just go to your select subject, yeah, and I'll allow AI to do its thing. So I'm just going to run through selecting the necessary things that need to be selected, and removing the things that need to be removed. All right, so I've been able to select the parts that needs to be selected and also to remove the parts that needs to be removed. Yeah. So I searched for an image of a boy and a girl holding the ball together, but I could not get any. Probably when you're trying to do yours, you could actually look out for an image like that. I know it will really make sense, because that way it would cut across all genders and it's not going to just be a boy thing, right? So, but yeah, we're not really disturbed by that. So select and max. All right. Let me properly select this side since we cut the head as well. So let's go back, select and max. And so I'm just going to reduce I'll increase the shift edge, reduce the contrast slightly. then decontaminate color and press OK. Alright, so we have our subject. Alright, now that we have the guys selected, we are going to drag them into our design, our canvas, and we're going to reduce the size. Hold down Alt. Yeah, something like this works. Alright, so now that we have this, let's bring in the background. So I also downloaded this background. I mean, there's still a lot to do with it, but yeah, this is the background I downloaded. I just like how it looks, kind of. I don't know. So let's just turn up. Let's delete this. Let's close this. Alright, so we have this background. Bring it behind. We can call these boys. So yeah, this is the concept I'm going for, right? I'm going to bring in, yeah. So the idea is this. I mean, the buildings will not show so well like that, so we would have to put like a white overlay behind the guys, right? But we'll get to that later. The first thing I want to do is first change this ball to planet Earth, and to do that, let's go to our favorite site, PNG Wing. If you don't know this site and you've been following me, you need to repent. Anyways, this is the best site to get your PNG files. So just type in Earth and you'll see them, different kinds of Earth, right? What we're looking for is something, looking at the image, you can see it's dark, right? Not so dark, but I mean rough. And so we need something like that. We can use something like this or something like this. I think I like this one. And also consider the size. This is 865 kilobyte. This is 3.67 MB. So this is the one I'm going for. As usual, just click on download and you feel the alphabet U. That's U, percentage, $, and X. And it is downloaded. So the next thing we want to do is we are going to, this is it, we are going to drag it into our Photoshop like so, and just change it to what we call heads, right? So this is the ball. This is the ball. Now, two things. There are several ways, like I do say in Photoshop, there are several ways to achieve a particular thing, right? There are different routes to achieving a particular goal. Whichever way you choose is because it's unique to you, and so do not be limited by this the path or the route I'm taking. So, but yeah, this is the best way I feel would work for me. So first off, let me rasterize the head. So I have this head just rolling like this, and what I want to then do is I'm going to resize it. Just turn on your transform control, resize it till it gets to the size of the ball. Now, how do you get it to look like the size of the ball? Simple. You can either use your initiative and just use your eyes to like gauge it. But if you want to get the proper size, at least to the nearest to the nearest figures, you can just reduce the opacity. When you reduce the opacity, you can see the ball here. Then you can, then you can reduce it like so. Alright, so let's turn it on. So this is the ball, this is the head, this is the ball, right? You can see that at this part, right, it's actually showing like the ball is actually resting on his body, and that is the importance of getting the right image, right? So what we want to then do is this. I'm going to trace out the hand and bring it, at on top of the layer for the earth. And to do that, just you can reduce the opacity of the earth as usual, then zoom in. Zooming in, you can then select any of your selection tool, but because we need something very fast and quick, you can use this. What you're interested in is the hand and not the ball. Don't worry about the shadow, we'll place the shadow ourselves. Alright, so we're going to stop here because this one has to come up as this side. So now you can see that the body is edgy kind of, and that's when we are done with the entire design, we'll still apply our what's it called, blur tool. So now that we have this, select the boy, Ctrl J to separate our selection from the layer. So Ctrl J, you can see this is the hand separated, just call it hand, and this is the boy. So when you bring it up here, the boy's hand is above the ball, so let's above the earth. So let's increase the earth. You can now see that the boy's hand is just above the ball, which is exactly what we want. But now it has lost the shadow, and so that's not really an issue. It's very, very simple. So to do that, having selected your earth layer, create a new layer, call it shadow. Right now, right click and clip it to the head layer. So what we want to do is we want to add shadow to the heads, so that it reflects as though, when you're carrying something, your shadow, just like the original design, the shadow is here. You can see the shadow going around here, and that's exactly what we want to achieve. And so yeah, let's do that. Take your brush tool. You can reduce the size, or you can increase it. So what we want to then do is just brush across the part that we know that yes, our shadow will definitely show, like so. So having brushed that part, you can then apply, go to your adjustment layer and choose multiply. Then you can reduce the opacity slightly, you can reduce the fill slightly. Just walk around something that works for you, right? Then for the hand as well, you need to add a bit of shadow to the hand. So let's create a new layer, call it shadow, clip it to the hand, and also take your brush and just brush. Okay, you can see where their hand stops. We don't want it to show too much, so just brush just some part of the hand like this, and then you can use your apply, or you can use your overlay, or let's use our soft light. Then you can reduce the opacity slightly. If you turn it off, you can see the difference. Let's see if we let's use overlay for this. Now if I zoom out, you can see that it looks actually like he's holding a ball. Planet Earth is holding the planet Earth. And so, excuse me. And so, we're going to save our work first to avoid stories that touch. Although Photoshop has never broken my heart as regards this saving of a thing, but we cannot be too careful. Alright, so now that we have our guys holding the ball and stuff, so let's apply some light effect to the back of this background. And to do that, this is the background, we can call it BG, then create a new layer, call it light, and just switch to white. Then increase the size of your brush and just brush across like that. Alright, so I'm going to stop like this. So I'm going to stick with screen. Yeah, this works for me. Like I said, the reason why I'm just putting that white effect is just so that, you know, there's this vibe. Although if I see that, okay, probably I'm not feeling it. Like I said, we're just freestyling, so let's just flow with it. And as usual, because it's a background, let's duplicate and apply Gaussian blur. So go to your blur, Gaussian blur. No, it's too blurry. So we want something like this. Something not too blurry and something that still shows some little detail of the design. Right? So now that we have, I mean, it's a very simple design. Now that we have the boy, we have, you know, everything going on and stuff like that. Another thing is we can actually, instead of having the lights at the down part, we can have it at the top since we have our text coming in. So let's click on, select the light layer, go to your edit, transform, and flip vertically. You can take it up a bit like so. You can even increase it slightly. So let's increase the opacity a little bit like this. Yeah, something like this works. So at least the effect of that area is still there, but this place it's easy for us to write text. Like I said, it's a very simple design, so we're not going to spend too much time on the design. But yeah, now let's add some light to the guys. So first off, we'll select the layer of the boys and select everything down here and group it so that when we close it, you can see that everything is affected, right? So then you can then duplicate the group. This is a duplicate. The reason I want to duplicate is I want to merge everything into one image without losing the group file, and so that whenever probably let's say I make a mistake and I can easily come back to the group file. So this is the first group, this is the duplicate. You can turn off this one and merge this. Just right click and merge, and now you can see that it's now a single image, but we still have our group here. So this is the single image. Now let us add our light effects. So just create a layer, light, clip it to the character, then take your brush, reduce the size, then apply light to every part that you know that light would get to if they were standing behind something like this, like, you know, they are in a platform high above, and so the light will definitely touch every part of their back side, and the front side would be slightly dark, not so dark because I mean they are still in a lightened environment, but you get what I mean. So just play around the brushing, the lightening. This should not be this light. Yeah, this can be lighted up, this part, but this side, because this other guy is here, there's a bit of shadow that will be on this side of his face. And so let's just continue, we'll add that later. Don't be scared. I mean, it's something that we are still going to probably use. We are still going to use our adjustment layer to edit. It's not just going to be white like that. For those that are already thinking, oh my god, what is this that this man is doing? Alright, now that we have this light, we can then go to our, we want to use soft lights. Let's use soft light. Yeah, soft light is better. Then we can call another layer shade and take our brush black and just paint or brush across those parts that we know. Don't worry, I mean, we're still going to, don't be scared. We're still going to you know, so and reduce the opacity and just brush across the face like this. Then we can go to soft light as well. We can reduce the opacity. You can see the difference. Now you can feel that lightning effect and the shadow effect on the cheek, just as though somebody's standing next to him. Same with this light, you know, you can feel that there's a light shining from your back. It looks like, oh, they're actually in this setting. And so, lastly, we want to use our blur tool. Just take your blur tool and just, as usual, to make it look as though they're actually in the scene, you can just use your blur tool to, you know, play around this part. Just going to brush through this. So we're just going to brush, apply our blur. Every single edge will be blurred out. And for those that don't really know why I'm doing this, I've explained it severally in my tutorial videos. When you're taking a picture using a camera or your phone, when you take a picture of yourself, your background would have a sort of blur, right? As well as your skin edge. If you zoom into the picture that you took of yourself and you zoom into those edge, the difference between your skin and the background, you will see that there's a bit of blur there, and that's what makes it actually real. I mean, it will be very, very funny if you take a picture of yourself and you can easily see the difference between your skin edge and the background. It won't make sense. It will look like you actually pasted there. So, but with a blur tool, it's easy for the body to be merged into the background. That's just the best way I can explain it, but yeah. I learned that from Rex Poster a long time ago. Not so long, like last 2 years or so. But yeah, since then I've always applied, you know, I've always applied stuff. And so we're just going to keep it as it is, like so. So now the next thing is the title, which is we can change the word. So let me ensure that I'm selecting the first line, okay? We can. So I'm going to use, there's a font I downloaded, right? It's called something Clash. I can't remember, but I'll try to get it. That font is very, very dope. Something Clash. I don't know if it's Clash something. I'm going to confirm first. Yeah, Clash display. Yeah, I like this font. We can then Ctrl J to duplicate. What am I doing? Ctrl J, holding down your layer, Ctrl J to duplicate. Bring down the duplicate a bit. Change grammar. We can change the word. Cancel. That might type it. We can change the word. I mean, you would not always get your text vibe immediately, but you can start from somewhere. Alright, so how do we want to go about writing this whole stuff? We can change the word. Let me see. One way we can do that is we can okay, let's see. I'm thinking of something. Alright, let's do something. I'm going to link these layers together. I'm going to turn off all this text. So this layer, I'm going to bring it up like this. It's going to be here, as well as this. Just going to push this up like this. I'm trying to see if what to achieve can work. Or let's see. So change. I'm going to bring change to the word. So but okay. Change. I'm going to just have it here. Change. Do we want to use small letter and capital letter? Just bear with me as I do one or two things. Okay, change. Okay, let's turn it to white. The idea is I want to see if it will work. There's this vibe there's this concept I have in mind that you just like make other part of the poster white, and you know the change would be cut into half. Let's just watch. If it doesn't work out, I mean we'll just switch it back to the previous. Sorry, delete. Create a new layer. Remove the stroke, no stroke, please. And so we have created a rectangle. Let's bring the change up. You get what I'm saying? You see the concept. So the concept is to have like change coming up like this, then this character standing on its own, so that we can have like a text here. So yeah, that's what I want to achieve. So I'm going to drag it slightly down. Alright. Bring it slightly down. Like so. feeling it, David? If you're not feeling it, let's know. Let me see. Nope, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Delete. That's how I work sometimes. Sometimes it just comes and sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, we'll stick to our previous concept. Let's use world for this. Delete. Just follow me as I try out different concepts, just different things, you know. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I know we'll work out something. Alright, so I'm thinking of using something minimal. So we can have change the world, just bring it slightly up here, and we can push our white effect up a little bit, bring the guys up a little bit, right? Then we can bring in another white effect. So let's duplicate this, Ctrl J. Then you can switch this, transform, flip vertically. Then we can bring it at the top, you know, properly arrange it so that it doesn't affect the entire body. Something like this. You have to change opacity to 100. Let's take our brush and add some parts to this white, just like this. Still have to bring these guys up. All right. Okay. Change the world. Yeah. So this part will contain like the notes and stuff. So to quickly do that, let's go to LinkedIn, and also I'm going to bring in the logo and stuff. So let me do that. Alright, so this is Elevate's website, and what I want to do is I'm going to just pick one of the posts that talks about fundraising. I think they have one of this. Okay, remember your attitude, blah blah blah. So are you looking for ways to get involved with Elevate? You can consider donating via this link. So what I'm going to do, let me just copy this. I mean, it's just text. So to create our text, first let's bring in the logo. Desktop, let's drag in the logo. So this is Elevate's logo. Can be better. Do you want to bring it up or want to bring it down? I mean, it depends. Let's see how it goes. So we have Elevate logo. I took the liberty of exporting the contact details. So this is it, contact details. So I just know it's white. So I mean, let me just do something very funny. Because it's white and I want to convert it to a color, so I'm going to just choose this color, which is, this is their brand color. Create a solid color using that brand color, right? Then clip it to this and we have that. And if you see that, okay, probably it's not too visible, you can switch it to the second color, which is this one. Yeah, you know what, let me stick to, let's use it, yeah, let's use a darker vibe. So now let's pick switch to black. Let's pick our text, right? I mean, imagine we've turned this design from photo manipulation to poster design. Alright, so let's reduce the size. To 16 or 18. We're going to use what's it called, left justification, and always ensure you turn off your hyphenate, because if you turn it on, if it's writing TIME and it stops as TI, it's going to put dash and continue ME, which is wrong. So yeah, let's just work with this. I think the fonts can be bigger, so let's use 16. Yeah, something like this. So you can bring this up a little bit, but I still want to pick that this particular link, and I want it to stand alone, right? So just have it stand alone. Select this color. Now we are going to make it bogus. Right? Yeah, something like this. In another instance, instead of having this white vibe just spoiling designs for somebody, you can just create your rectangle. Turn off your stroke, create a rectangle, like let it just be a rectangle. I mean, I think that's even better than the whole white effect, just, you know, going through unnecessary places. So you can bring it down to the point where we don't need it to affect others. Then for the text and for the character, we can push it up a little bit. Let's bring the rectangle up a little bit. Yeah, something like this. Exactly. Then we can bring the character up a little bit like this. Then we can push our change the world up a little bit like this. Change the world. Now we can just have it as change the world with us. Content creator Lomo. Change the world with us. You know, sometimes minimalism is just too stressful. Like too stressful. But let's see what we can pull with this. Nope. I like it the way it was. The edge touching each other and stuff. So don't we just, let's see something. Let's see something with us. Let's see if we can just use with us here. Then change the word together. Let me just see if it would make any sense. Just checking. Change the word. Alright, so instead of that, then we just have to, typography requires thinking, like massive thinking. Alright. And so we have this change the word with us. Now there's something missing. This place looks too blurry, like too scanty. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go to visit site. Now there's a website called QR code generator. So I'm going to pick the site. This is the site at the moment, I think. So let me just pick it. I'll just copy the site, right? Now this QR generator is a very free QR code creator. So what you just need is select, copy the website you want to create. Excuse me. Then paste the website here. Then automatically it builds it up here. Then you can now come down here and change it to scan me, and all you just need to do is download, and it downloads for you straight up, free to use. No stress, nothing, just there. Okay, it does not finish downloading. Okay, now it has downloaded. So you just drag it into your Photoshop like so, bring it up here, then reduce it as usual, place it, let it align with this. We can bring down this the logo. Oh sorry, I'm picking something else. Where's the logo? This. For this, if you're looking to, you can remove this last part, you know. And for the other parts, you can, for the Elevate Monday, you can push it up like that. And so we have this very simple sweet poster. I think that rectangle is too much. So what I want to do is, let's drag the rectangle down. And dragging the rectangle down means you have to drag down every other part like this. Then let's bring down these guys. And doing that means you want to bring down these other guys as well. Yeah, so we have a very, very simple add a bit of contrast here. So the contrast we're going to add is this. We just change this color. Yeah, you can see the contrast now. Before it was just dark cyan. And as usual, an Elzenitho manipulation. We're going to make it dark. And we're going to make it dark, and it's going to stay somewhere here. Yeah. So we have this simple poster created with freestyle and vibes. I mean, change the word, you can always change the color, but I think that white works. I said probably you want to test out some things, like probably testing out some shade of color and stuff, you know, something like this. But left to me, I'll just leave everything as white. Yeah, I'll just leave it as white. It's not good to do too much. Now, having done all this, let's go to our color lookup, add some vibe to it, ensure it is not too much. I'm trying to see what I can add that would make sense. Let's go and choose this. Yeah, let's add a bit of curves. Opacity. Alright, so having done that, as usual, select the last layer, scroll up, hold down Shift, select the first layer, and Control Shift Alt E to convert everything to a single image. Then you can go to your filter, camera raw filter. Alright. Then you can start applying your, stuffs. Anytime I'm doing the poster design, I like adding what's it called? Aside the detail, aside this detail, I like adding this effect, grain. This grain effect, I like adding it. It gives you this kind of vibe that I like. And so now we are done with our work, and you can see this is, I mean, considering the fact that we're just playing around, it came out pretty cool. And so yeah, this is where we're going to stop today. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you've learned one or two things, please give me a like, a subscribe, and also comment, and also let me know what you think we should work on next. If it's a photo manipulation, if it's video editing, whatever it is, work on it. All right, see you guys next time.